Live.
From Hanover, Pennsylvania. It's Thursday night live. Oh wait, no, yeah. So yeah, we are live. Welcome everybody to the SEO Vault episode 104. I am Mike, your host for this evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is by you. Hashtag Team Bucky is also joining us today.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. I'm going to try and find us on Facebook, share this in the local SEO community Facebook group. If you're not in there, you should be in there. Oh, I shared it to my profile. Let's see if I could share it in a group. How do I make this happen, Bucky?
I could probably grab it real quick and do it if you want to just jump in and get started.
Yeah, I'm making sounds here. Oh, we already got some hashtag Team Bucky. Yeah, 4:05. We are very early. We were actually waiting to see if Chaz would get to join us today, but he is off enjoying the good life on a beach somewhere probably, so he is not able to be here. Bucky, are you able to share this in the group? I am having technical difficulties.
I just did it.
Look at that. See, Bucky's on top of it. On top of it. All right, then let me open it up so we can see. Do you see any comments? I saw some hashtag Team Bucky's already. Well, let me turn that off. Hashtag SEO life. Hashtag Team Bucky. Hashtag SEO life. Hashtag client success or bust. Isn't that the
That's my tagline over here.
Tagline.
I can't.
Very nice.
Because I got the phantom hand when I do this. Because I don't have my green screen hooked up.
Oh yeah, Bucky's part of his hashtag Team Bucky background. He's one with the hashtag Team Bucky. Alrighty, 4 o'clock every Thursday, 4:05, 4:15, somewhere around there. Coming to you live, the SEO Vault today. Like I said, Chaz isn't able to be here with us. Bucky is joining me. Hashtag Team Bucky in the comments. Guess hashtag Team Jesse. I always got to throw out the other one there, just because
if you care, I guess.
Not here to represent. Someone's got to give her a chance. Maybe maybe her and Chaz will swing by in the comments. Jordan, I am out of this world. Thank you. I know you're not just talking about my background.
It's a good compliment.
I'm going to take that as a very personal compliment that makes me happy. So thank you, Jordan, because I know you're not just referencing my background. Let's move right along today. We're going to probably keep this one a little short. Of course, if you got any questions, comments, throw it in the Facebook. We're also live on YouTube right now, so you can join us over there, comment, and engage as well. Do you have YouTube open by any chance, Bucky, or you're muted? I don't know if you're muted. Oh, okay.
I do have it open. Yep.
Okay, cool. So Bucky will let us know if we have have any comments over there. All righty. So let's first just move right into the brand updates. The big one, as you may know, Philadelphia local mastermind event coming up November 5th, 6th, and 7th. If you don't know about it, you can go to web20ranker.com/local marketing mastermind. Do we have a link in the menu as well, Bucky?
I'll drop one in just a minute.
Cool. Yeah, drop one in the comments there. Bucky will drop a link for everyone. The speaker list and itinerary, I think that has been updated on the site now, right?
It is on there. We're missing one bio, but we're going to add it today.
One bio, yes. Yeah, getting images and bios from everyone was took a minute, but that's why last month, if you didn't get a chance to take part in the early bird special, we were running that kind of as a get in early before we release all the info and give you a nice discount. That ended though, So go ahead, you can go check out the speakers. We got an awesome lineup. It's going to be a crazy awesome event. I'm obviously going to be there. Bucky, you're going to be there. Chaz, a lot of other great people. So go
Hey,
check out that. Yeah, go ahead,
you're
Bucky.
you're not just going to be there, man. You're a presenter.
I
You're a
guess I
leader.
am going to present. Yeah.
You're a leader. I'm actually presenting as well. Chaz will be presenting. Jesse's presenting. And then we've got some extra people on there for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, who do we have? We got Mike Rayburn. He's going to be going over client getting tactics. We have Elder Cohen. He's going to be going over agency systems and marketing scaling. Let's see. We've got, Sophie Allen. She's one of our team members. She's going over agency systems, conversions, and retention. And then we've got John Kaufman, the Facebook ads expert. He's going to be going over Facebook ads strategies. And then we have the soon to be Dr. Tracy Rayburn. She's going to be going over strategic growth planning for digital marketing agencies. Her bio is so much more impressive than ours. I'm pretty jealous about it.
She's definitely much more than just a marketer of sorts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's
sure.
Definitely going to bring a lot to the table. It's going to be awesome having her there. All of them, actually. There's going to be so much experience and knowledge there. I'm looking massively forward to it. Like Bucky said, I'll be speaking, but I'll also be there listening to everyone else.
Yeah.
And taking notes as well.
I'm definitely taking notes from all these people. We also have Jason Guy. He's going to be going over hacking Google ads for home service businesses. So we've got the gamut covered. I mean, we're talking about everything here. Jessie, of course, is going to be presenting. She'll be going over GMB ranking factors. Chaz will be going over a menagerie of things. One thing that I think he has confirmed going over is actually buying into a business or purchasing a business and then scaling it from there. He's had plenty of expertise in that area. And then Mike, you're going over process creation and SEO testing. Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
It's gonna be an action-packed event.
Yep. And I did drop that in the comments, both on YouTube as well as Facebook. So,
and Jordan, you are invited. Everyone's invited. Just go buy a ticket.
We do have we'll have it virtually streamed as well. So if you get that virtual ticket, it's going to be a Zoom webinar setup, and you will get recordings after the fact. So even if you're not able to watch it live, which we want you to, and we are going to be monitoring that, but if you're not able to, we'll still send you the recordings, and it'll absolutely be worth it. We're talking about each one of us that are in the team, I think, are doing 2 sessions a piece. And then depending on what the other guests that are going to be doing it, the other speakers that are going to be doing, they may end up doing 2 sessions a piece as well. But it's going to be 2 days.
I'm not sure if we have the itinerary listed, but because I think we actually have just enough room for everyone. But then we also have the meet and greet Friday for the higher level tickets. And then also too, if you actually sign up for the event tickets and you come to the event, I believe we're also giving access to all the previous events and training as well, not the virtual. If you get the virtual, you'll get the recordings from the Zoom, pretty much everything that you would see if you would have joined us live. But if you attend, yes, you're also getting access to all the previous recordings from our events, as well as I think we still have some spots left in was it the mastermind level or what the highest level is?
The exclusive access level. Yeah.
Access, yes.
I think we've got five, maybe. No, I think we're at 4 spots left for that one. So if you want that 12-month extended mastermind, I mean, that group's already there. We're already active in it.
Yep. It's a private Discord. Essentially, you're gonna have access to us in there from the event, answer questions, and we also are doing that follow-up webbies, right, for that group. Essentially, not just to go back, answer questions, and follow up on all the things that we'll be, going over at the event itself, but also as an accountability thing as well, right? A lot of people go to these events and they take a ton of notes and they have a great time, meet a ton of people, and they go back and maybe implement one thing, maybe nothing at all. They just, kind of run with some ideas or something. But yeah, that exclusive access, we're definitely going to be there to support you on implementing, following through all that good stuff. And like Bucky said, I think we got like 4 spots left. So, and that is limited, obviously. So,
yeah, for
awesome.
Sure. Unless we add a couple of more, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But as of right now, it sits at 10, and we've already got 6 booked. So
yeah,
get
we
in
don't
where
want
you
we
fit
don't
in.
want it to be too heavy because we want to be able to provide good support, to everyone. But yeah, we also got to see, obviously, I think everyone from our team is going to be in there. We might have some of the other speakers in there too. So depending on how many people, we might, like Bucky said, add a few more spots. But of course,
Yeah, and
we'll
that,
let you know if that happens.
yeah, I mean, that is a good point. It's not just the Web 20 team for that 12-month Discord. It's actually going to be all the speakers that are at the event will be in that Discord as well. So you're going to also have access to the Facebook ads expert. You'll have access to the Google ads expert. You'll have access to, I mean, everybody that speaks is already in the Discord group, and they'll be active in that 12-month period. And hopefully we'll get them to join in on those follow-up calls. But that access to that group is actually live and already happening. And we'll be adding our actual exclusive access members probably in the next couple of weeks once we get everybody in the group and everything hashed out, people in their places where they need to be, because it's all sectioned off between like SEO, local, ads, and then I think we have one for technology. So we'll have different channels inside that group that you'll have access to all of us and all the other speakers. So.
Danielle says, "Oh, hey guys." Hey, Danielle. Maxine said, "Can you elaborate on the sales systems included with the conference?" Who exactly did you mention? I think there's a couple of people. I know, for example, Eldar, he runs local SEO wizard or local SEO whiz or local whiz or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I get ads for him all the time because I've clicked on his site once or twice. So he's obviously running that remarketing game really well. And I'm sure he's going to be going over quite a bit of his funnels and marketing and the things he's done. But there's a few other people too, I believe, right, Bucky?
Yeah, so Mike Rayburn, he's going to be going over client getting tactics. That's obviously going to cover some sales. I'm going to be going over initial touch points, audits, and closing sales. And then, of course, Sophie's going to be going over the agency systems, conversions, and retention. So that's going to be a good bit of sales. And then strategic growth with Tracy Rayburn. I mean, it's all going to be, pretty sales heavy and closing clients and, just with those speakers. Right? We don't actually, I mean, we haven't seen these presentations yet. They're still being built. So we don't really have detail as far as exactly what's going to be presented. But their bios are on the site. You can go check out their bios and see their expertise live right now. So, and if you buy that exclusive access ticket and go ahead and get in that Discord group, you can ask them right now what they're going to be talking about. And they might tell you, they might make you wait. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, there's definitely going to be, like Bucky said, it all kind of ties into, not all of it, but some of it, when we're talking about agency growth or anything agency related, scaling, sales is a huge part of that. So there's going to be covering of funnels, different ways that we've hooked in clients. Chaz might even be touching on that too with, the scaling and stuff that they've done with the agency acquisition and all that stuff. So Eddie says he's loving the backdrops today. I think especially your hashtag Team Bucky.
We should just run this more often because we got real creative today.
Yeah. Take control. We're hijacking the SEO vault. I actually didn't know my computer was capable of using a background. I'm in the process of getting a new computer right now and getting it hooked up. And I thought I've tried this before and it didn't work. So I'm probably going to get a nicer backdrop for next time. We'll spice it up a bit. I'll probably do, I was saying hashtag team hashtag. That's what I was gonna take.
Oh, I'm ordering that. Like I'm ordering that tomorrow. That's
the logo.
Happen. Yeah. What color do you want your shirt to be?
What color? Pink, dude. I want it hot pink.
Hot pink. Gotcha.
Tough guys wear pink, bro.
Do you want just reading glasses or
the biggest, dorkiest Harry Potter looking glasses you can get? I mean,
that'll be on the actual
I used to rock back in the day. Yeah.
So a hashtag or a pound sign wearing glasses. Gotcha.
Yeah, giant round glasses with a pink shirt.
Yeah, graphically
hashtag
can do
team
that.
hashtag. And we're gonna blow hashtag Team Bucky and hashtag Team Jesse right out of the water. That's what's happening.
I'm down. So what else do we have? I mean, that's kind of our brand updates, right? We haven't really added anything else.
Well, we got a big sale coming up this next week. Boom, boom. Labor Day sale starts tomorrow, actually. Not our average sale where we just like run a giant sale. It's a daily sale where every single day there's going to be a separate promotion. I don't know if we ever decided yet if we were going to release all the details for each day or not yet. But I do know tomorrow in the weekend update, which not only are we going to be releasing some very awesome test results on our duplicate content tests, but we'll have all the details in there about the sale that starts tomorrow. Every day we're going to have, whether it's a discount or cash back or free merch or free services or whatever it is. It'll be on the website, so be sure to check into that daily and take advantage of that. Again, that starts tomorrow morning, so we'll probably have and do we have a page up for that yet at all, or I'm not sure.
It's going to be in a pop-up.
That's what I said. Okay, so I think we're going to put it in the side of the site. We'll have a pop-out, and of course all the details will be in the email tomorrow morning. So don't just sign up to the weekend update for the sale info. Get on there for the Mad Scientist test that I am going to be publishing tomorrow. Like I said, we've been finding some real interesting things with Google's duplicate content algorithm and how to completely get around it by using different types of Unicode, especially. And also some ways to kind of leverage that, not just, in a way of stealing people's content, but possibly doing it even ethically. So that's all coming tomorrow on the weekend update. We actually might touch on that a little bit later once we go through some news updates. Let's see if we got, any comments here. Brian says, this is what happens when Chaz is away. Yep. Oh, Bucky, you're kind of going in and out of your background there.
I'm trying to find some headphones that I can put in because apparently my audio is not on YouTube. And I just realized it. Somebody texted me and told me.
Oh, is your audio on Facebook? Can everyone hear Bucky on Facebook?
Yeah, apparently it's on Facebook. It's just not going to be on YouTube.
That's going to be a really awkward experience of me just like sitting here responding and talking to myself on YouTube.
Well, that's just the live stream. We're going to upload it anyway, so no big deal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We do upload it now on YouTube. We also have a podcast. So, Brian says that he could hear you, so we're good on Facebook. So hopefully Bucky gets that fixed real quick. I guess I'm going to jump right into the news updates. Not a crazy weekend news, some interesting things going on. Some comments from our Ask or Google Says section. But first of all, the thing everyone's talking about right now, the metadata, the titles being swapped out in Google search. Google's not using your metadata title. Well, some of them are. Right? I think it was what SEMrush said. About 77% are being replaced with the H1 tag. Which, look, I've been saying, if you've been watching the SEO Vault for the past year, then you know that I've been telling people that metadata, although important to SEO and Google looks at it, what they actually display in the SERPs, Google does not want to listen to what you are telling it. They eventually want to develop their AI strong enough where they can just figure out how to communicate your content to people so that they can better get those click-through rates and experience on their front end. And that all ties into better understanding your content, all that. Long story short, they'll depreciate metadata someday. This is just the beginning. It's going to be one more step further eventually. Use it to your advantage, right? Google tells us a lot with things that they show in the SERP. So obviously take that into consideration when you're doing your test, your analysis, and trying to decide what to even say put in your content when you're Googling any specific terms and seeing what Google puts there. But that's the biggest, I think, thing that everyone's been talking about recently in Google News. Other than that, Jesse did post in the local SEO community earlier today. It was, right, Bucky? That was when that was?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. Google My Business, essentially giving her comparisons, right, to previous places she's been while looking at new places in search. So like if you were to search for, say, like a pizza place, it would be like similar to this pizza place that you've been before, like it would say right in the listing, which is very interesting. I think Jesse actually speculated that that might be something used for rankings, or maybe correlates to relevance or something, right? Because if Google's making that association, there could be not only an impact on what they're using to associate that, but it could also be the result of whatever they're associating your listing with. So
Yeah,
definitely some interesting things there.
well, and I think that also kind of, it makes me also think about the suggested search for, what we just talked about with the metadata not being shown. They just kind of show what they think is relevant, but it's not just what they think is relevant for your brand or for your site. It's also what they think is relevant for the search term that was entered. So, they can pick any blurb on any of your pages and say, this is what we think is relevant that we should put in our snippet for this search. It's not going to be an H1. It's not going to be an H2. It's not going to be the title. It could be anything. It could be any content on your site. It could be schema that you put in your site. If Google sees that relevant for the search term that was used, then, that's what they're going to pick. And we've seen that over and over again. So you can still manipulate it somewhat, but if it's outside of the relevance for the original search, they're going to pick what they want to pick regardless. And that's why a lot of SEOs just, stick to the thought of content is king regardless, because being able to manipulate, those snippets and that search result is becoming harder and harder as the AI gets better and better. So,
well, and they are doing, the passage ranking algo and all of that is a perfect example where Google could be looking at content in the middle of your page to deliver that page for a specific search query.
right.
And they're not going to put your meta title and description because that is targeted towards the topical, the big broad search query that your what content is targeting, but they're just looking for data to communicate that one piece. And then when the people click on it, they're going to drop down to that content anyways. And that, Google wants to provide that experience, and metadata is very useless when you actually think about the grand scheme of communicating what an entire page of content is about. When Google's, especially when you start to look at passage ranking, and consider that these topical clusters are kind of being considered more than just like this page, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's awesome. Other than that, there's not really too much other news. Some Google search changes, some tests, some test expandable search snippet carousels. Honestly, there wasn't anything too major that I felt that really was that big here. John Mueller was also stating, or was that John Mueller? John Mueller was saying don't blindly replace your HTML title tags with Google tags. So I guess they are saying, of course, don't look at what Google is putting as metadata and change that to your metadata. And you may want to, obviously that's not a black and white thing, right? If you were to just do that for every query, that may not be the end result that you're looking for. But if you are targeting that query, maybe that could be more pertinent if that's the main topical query of your page and Google's pulling something else, but that's supposed to be what the entire page is targeting. John Mueller also says generally removing AMP page shouldn't result in search ranking decline generally. I probably general because mobile first indexing, if anything goes wrong there, that obviously could affect it, but just the AMP alone shouldn't be an issue. John Mueller says keyword rich domains for your website won't help you rank. That is true unless you can actually get Google to think that keyword is your brand, and then no one will ever be able to beat you ever. So I agree with John Mueller.
We talked about how difficult that can be, especially if you're trying to name yourself the exact keyword search with no location modifier or anything. Like,
it's an uphill battle, but if you can win it, you win it. You know what I mean? Like there's roofing companies in Chicago and in other places, and I just remember that that's where I saw it a lot, honestly, in roofing, where it's like if the business I was working for didn't have roof or roofing of some kind in the business name in certain areas, it was real difficult to get those rankings because they were just so well branded with like the city and roofing in their name, you know? So, but yes, the days of exact match domains where you can register domains and rank them, no, that's absolutely worthless. So,
yeah.
And then John Mueller also says Lighthouse scores do not affect Google search. If you don't know that, then I can't help you. I'm just kidding. All third-party tools, including Google's, right? Lighthouse is not built off of Google's algorithm, so they don't provide you some kind of magical score that has anything to do with SEO. So keep that in mind when you're using any tool, including Lighthouse. Oh, and John Mueller, the very first comment on my list here, content behind paywalls is not automatically thin content. So Google does not automatically only look at the content that is available to the end user. If Google can crawl all the content on the page, but then there's a paywall that needs to be, go through before Google can, or before you can read it, but Google can see it without the paywall, they index that on the page and they know it's there and it's accounted for SEO. So yes, that is, and it's something that honestly I hate a lot. Like I wish there was a way to filter SERPs by paywalls. Like I would rather be able to say like I'm searching for this news or something. I don't want to click on a news article and it tell me that I have to pay to read it. That's not a good user experience as far as I'm concerned. So but it can be used to your advantage if you are a very content heavy website or provide very, like that's your business, your industry is providing a lot of content. You can lock a lot of that content and not just a paywall. You can require a Facebook share or a like or an email opt-in, anything to unlock that content and still have Google crawl it and rank it for SEO value. So that is valuable, definitely. But paywalls, I hate that. I wish they would penalize you. Like, just don't rank them if I have to pay to read your content. I don't go to Google because I want to pay to read my content,
Yeah.
So, yes, that's it for the Google news. That's all I had.
Word.
Let's see if I got any comments here.
Yeah, see what these comments are saying. Jay Maria on YouTube says hello from Spain. So that's awesome. We get people from all over the world watching this thing.
Matt says, I think OnlyFans has a paywall. Matt also says I'm on vacation and day drinking. How's everybody else doing? I'm working and day drinking. I just finished my first beer, which is getting cut out by the background there. So of course, I don't know, is 4:30? I guess I started at like 3:15. Is that day drinking for my first beer?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I think 5 o'clock I think 5 o'clock is that time where you're
Oh, 5
supposed to-
o'clock. That's right. Yeah, my parents were always like, you can't drink before 5. And I'm like, so if I have a beer at 3 o'clock and then don't drink the rest of the night, that's not good. Can't do that. That's not allowed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out to lunch with some work colleagues and have a beer, I think you're fine.
I'm always out to lunch
Out
all
to
day, every day.
out to lunch. Danielle said exactly what I said to Matt. Apparently not as good as you. Yeah, that's how good I'm doing. Apparently not as good as you. Any more comments?
SEO optimization, paywall specialist.
That's how good I'm doing. Apparently not as good as you. Any more comments?
No, it's a normal day. Yep. Oh, am I playing that? That's
Yeah,
me.
I think it
Sorry.
is.
I
Just mute your video.
accidentally clicked the little button there, so we got some feedback. Alrighty, so that was it for the news. Let's see what else we got here. We do, I think, still have. I don't know if we have some questions left over from the Webby. I probably want to wait till Chaz but Sophie's not with us today either. Sophie's been. I think she actually officially became co-host. What, last episode?
Yeah, and then
And now
all of a
she's
sudden
gone?
she just doesn't show up for her job now. Is that what we're doing?
You know what her excuse was? Because it's 10 p.m. where she's at.
Yeah.
Come on.
Old-
No, I think
old
she was
lady.
up for like 24 hours straight or something like that.
Yeah, she's
The
been up for a while, and they're
internet
traveling.
marketing lifestyle. Yeah.
Maxine said, "I have a question above."
Oh, it's Maxine's.
I think that was the one that she was asking if we could elaborate on the sales system included in the conference. We did already talk about that.
Or is the question for Matt about, I think OnlyFans has a paywall, and she
Oh,
said,
yeah.
"Is that how you're spending your vacation?"
Could be either.
Yeah,
Brian,
we did mention
Brian's
the
going.
sales system stuff. So
Brian says, I've seen more than a few whining about GMB suspensions and connecting it to LV. I haven't lost any. Have y'all seen more? I've got several and I haven't lost any either with my white label private instance.
So I've had a few suspensions recently, but I've had it through Google's mobile app, which I am very confident Google's mobile app is built on top of their API. Like when you look at what you can access through their API, their mobile app is pretty much that. You can't, like, I constantly go into the dashboard to look at like my insights and the keywords and stuff. All the stuff that you can't get in LV with the API, you can't get in their mobile app. So I'm pretty sure it's the same exact thing. And from anything having to do with LV or a tool or an API, I have yet to seen Google target that for suspensions at all.
Yeah.
To my knowledge.
I've actually been helping out in support for Local Viking to get people set up, not necessarily doing the coding myself or anything. I'm pretty much just used our CRM to reach out to the list and say, hey, this is what I need you to do. And then send them the steps and stuff, kind of going further than what they were just doing with email. But just talking back and forth with those people, I've seen a lot that are getting denied. And then when I ask them like, hey, what was Google's reasoning for denying? I mean, the vast majority, probably in the 90 percentile, is people that are doing lead gen and people that have fake listings and people that have been doing it for, I had one guy that was like, we manage hundreds and, all different niches. And my first question is like, okay, well, are you doing lead gen and are these fake listings? And well, yeah, some of them are. And I said, well, okay, well, have any of those been suspended because they were fake listings? Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of them have been. Google keeps a record of all of that. So every account tied to any of those suspended listings is now in a record of a possible spammy account. So my solution there with those people were like, you're not going to be able to use those emails that have had suspicious activity tied to them in the future. Google's manually looking at every email and every Google account that you apply for that API with And if they see that there's some old stuff going on that was either suspensions or whatever, they're not going to give you your own API. And that's just that's what I've seen. And that's same thing that the team members at Local Viking have seen. It's like, hey, if that's what you've done with your account in the past, then they're not going to give you a private instance. They're not going to give you your own API.
It makes sense. And I don't know anything about their API, to be honest. What I do know, though, and if you've heard me in the past on the Vault, I've talked about how I use the mobile app to push a lot of edits through. And I push a lot of that. Like, I changed the business name, phone number, hours. I've acquired listings from, I didn't hurt nobody, but not so acceptable practices, meaning I didn't own the listing, but I got hold of it, changed everything on it in the mobile app, no problems. I did always speculate, though, that it was possibly my account that was allowing that to happen, because I've had, since I got into internet marketing, like very early 20s, the very first, I made this Gmail account to be a part of like this MLM thing that I found online that I was, so I've had this thing forever. And it was just recently that, like I said, I started getting those. I got like 3 suspensions, and they were all in the same account, like one after another after another. I'd make an edit, suspended. Like a few weeks later, I was like, okay, I let it calm down. I'll try another one, suspended. And so after 3 of them, I literally just pushed all the GMBs to a new account, an aged account I had that I just didn't have any type of like GMB activity. I never did anything GMB on it. And I was able to go in and start editing and everything in the mobile app again. So I really don't think those edits that I was pushing through the mobile app were necessarily the mobile app or even the API. Maybe that was part of it. I do think the account was a massive part, though. And if you have been flagged for spam listings, get as far away from that account as possible for anything you want to do with Google. Yeah. Like they're not going to want to do business with that account at that point.
And that was my advice as well, is like, if you've been denied with that account, then make a fresh account, domain-based email address, start a Google account with that address. And then, don't put your other Google accounts that you've had previously as manager of any of them. Because they are literally, somebody is actually looking at your agency website. Somebody's actually looking at your agency Facebook. Like, they're combing the internet to see if you are a legitimate agency. And if they don't find you and, as a legitimate agency, or if you've been flagged, they're just denying it. Point blank. It's crazy to think that they're doing that, but that's exactly why they shut down the actual submission form to apply for the API. Initially, they had it open, and then it got shut down until September 2nd or whatever. Like that 2-week period, or however long it was, they were coming up with their SOPs of how they're going to do this, because they realized with the thousands of people that were applying for API access, they were going to have to look at every single one of them and make sure that they were legit. And there's no way to do that without doing it manually. So
Google goes through that a lot. Even GMB now they're cracking down on a lot. Posts, I think it was last week or so, posts are now going in for approval, and it's getting tougher. It's always going to get tougher. Google's cracking down again on GMB. Every year we see this more and more. So yeah, if you're in the lead gen space, don't have high expectations for your GMBs. That's really what it comes down to. I get GMBs suspended all the time, and they're not legit. And I'm like, okay. Chaz is always like, man, that sucks. And I'm like, it wasn't a real business.
Yeah, like, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was,
I guess it sucks, but like, I'm surprised. I'm happy it lasted this long. That's the way I usually I got like at least 6, 12, 18 months or plus out of a listing. I'm like, I made more than it cost me. So
it had a good run.
I had a good run. Exactly. AJ says, what do you guys do to geotag images? Are they sticking, or is it a waste of time? I know Local Viking had a way. It wasn't necessarily geotagging. It was like a metadata that they were uploading. I personally don't buy into geotagging. I haven't done it in forever. I've run campaigns with Web20 and done things with Web20. They do it. I think it could be a signal, could be a thing. It's been so long since I tested it, but yeah, I don't buy into it. So
my thought process is, what's your niche, and are those images going to serve you if they do show up in search for the search term? So GMB side, I mean, it's probably not helping you. We still do it with Local Viking. I mean, Web20 still does it with Local Viking just because we can. And nobody has proven for sure that they strip the data when you upload it, whether it's API or app or whatever.
Or that they don't use it. Like, we don't know that it's not used either, right? Like,
and what we do know is that visitors can now upload photos when they go visit a location. And I'm sure they use that somewhat for some kind of, location data, but that's a visitor posting. That's not really manipulating the EXIF and, uploading. And it's probably still in there somehow. Whether they use it as a ranking factor in GMB, probably very slightly. On website, however, and I've tested this across multiple sites and it does work. For example, we talked about this several weeks back on the Vault, or it might have been one of the webinars. But hair salon client, I took the images, professional images that they had, as well as like before and after shots, put them together, made murals, stuff like that. Cool things that you would see on like Instagram, right? I took those images, input the geolocation and the metadata, EXIF, whatever, and then uploaded it to the website and also put it on Blogger. So every post that I made on the website ended up being a blogger as well. And that blogger, just from the images themselves, were ranking in the first page of image search in Google. And some of them had even started coming over into the first page just of regular search for terms like balayage near me, or salons that do microfoiling, that sort of thing. So, I mean, it absolutely works on organic. And you can actually rank for it and get phone calls for it. It just depends on how you use them. And it was all the location data because I input, the search term plus the city and state. And, in that search term, they were ranking good. And those photos were getting thousands of views per month. So, GMB, probably not a super, super duper thing, but on organic, yeah, I mean, it absolutely helps depending on niche. I mean, if you're in a service business, those photos are good for your service business, then maybe.
Well, we know as a fact for image search, like,
yeah,
and we know as a fact that image search could have an impact on organic. I mean, Google has said that, and our tests have shown that, and it's kind of a disconnected impact, unless you're talking about the image ranking in organic search, like in an image snippet or something, because that is actually pulled from the image search algo. But the actual image search definitely uses that data from our previous tests. And like Bucky said, there's that disjointed connection in organic search that is clear when you implement it in organic, 100%. We've had problems recreating that on our single variable indexing, which is why I call it like an disjointed relation, kind of like metadata, right? Like if you just put keyword, or not metadata, like schema, if you just put keywords in your schema, like you will not show an organic search for them. But if you use like advanced schema on a page, you can see a clear result in rankings. So yeah, I agree. I don't do it for GMB. I haven't done it for GMB for years personally, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think you've heard anything.
Hope that answers your question. I know that was a lot, but
yeah,
it's also kind of one of those it depends things. Like if your niche is right for it and you can take advantage, and like the blogger site that we built out for it, obviously I had it very well optimized and it's Google owned, and I actually had a click to call button under every single photo, and I actually got a really good conversion rate just on that blogger site.
Nice.
So it just depends on how you implement it as to whether or not those geotag images are going to really be helpful in organic. And depends on the niche. Like a lot of people love those before and after shots for hair salons. I mean, that's what you're selling is the hair style. And if you can showcase before and afters that are just amazing, then yeah, they're going to convert. Brian McDaniel says, I keep one account just for looking at suspended listings for clients, never in my good accounts. Yeah, absolutely. Keep them separate if you're going to be doing spammy stuff with them.
Yeah, definitely. I also make sure to get suspended accounts and everything separate from my other listings if I see any accounts getting hit. And that's why even now at Web20, we don't keep like a manager account with, everyone in it anymore. Like and Google has targeted manager accounts before, which I hope they never do again, because I guarantee there's people out there stacking up legitimate businesses and manager accounts again, and something will trip that, spam threshold. But
yeah, and that's why I mentioned that 2 weeks ago was, having a manager account sounds like a good idea, but any one of those GMBs pops in Google for whatever reason, and they say, oh, this is a fake brand. I mean, somebody could negatively impact, and start doing some really spammy crap just to tank somebody else's business.
Listing. They can just
your
flag
listing
it.
Gets flagged,
yeah.
And they can literally take your entire manager account down just because it was associated. So I like to separate mine out with a branded domain name, email address, and then I make a Google account out of that. And then that's the owner account. And then I'll add myself as a manager. So, the accounts that I own are literally just mine, and they're literally good accounts. There's nothing spammy about them. And then when I'm managing other people's accounts, I make sure that they're under their own ownership and I'm just added as a manager. That way, nothing else that any of my other clients have is going to be impacted if one of my other clients gets suspended.
Yep. AJ says when we close, don't forget to close with Chaz's favorite. It was a good episode.
It was a good episode.
Lots of good questions. Good question. It was a good one. At least I thought it was a good one. I don't know about everyone else.
I don't know about anyone else. I thought it was good.
I do think it's a good one though. See, I honestly think they're all good ones. Unlike Chaz though, I don't have the self-esteem to say it at the end of every episode and just praise myself. I did a great job. I'm really proud of myself, guys. I did great. I hope you all enjoyed it because I enjoyed it. I was awesome.
I think we all did great. I'm going to drop the landing page for the event in Facebook and YouTube one more time. Did you guys have any more questions as far as the event goes? Other than, obviously we can't tell you exactly what's going to be talked about other than just topics.
Or any questions in general about, I don't know, you guys, anything. We did great.
We did great.
We did awesome. We're awesome.
Well, I don't have anything else unless you do. I mean, we've been on for almost an hour now, so I think we did a good job.
I think we did a good job. I think we can close it out. I think we're SEO for OnlyFans at Web20 meet you.
Hey, don't forget about this.
Hashtag Team Bucky. Hashtag my blurry hashtag Team Bucky in the comments.
We're actually brainstorming how we can run another contest. We did one for the 100th episode, and if y'all missed it, I actually had to sing because I lost the hashtag contest between me and Jesse. Brian says this.
He just likes singing.
This cements the lead for Team Bucky. I mean, honestly, in the 100th episode, I had planned on doing it anyway. Like, I knew I was going to lose that because me and Jesse, come on. I mean, you're going to pick Jesse, right? Emily said hashtag Team Jesse. We know that you're on Team Jesse's side. We get it.
Yeah.
I can't,
thanks, Emily. Thanks.
I can't win over the head of the press department, I guess.
Thanks, Emily, for your input. Hashtag Team Bucky.
Super helpful. Yeah, we're kind of brainstorming.
Danielle, you could have came on, and we should get a hashtag Danielle. That's what we.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we could do a hashtag Danielle.
I mean, I think everyone should have a hashtag team something. Yours is going to be
man.
team hashtag team hashtag.
I'm hashtag team hashtag.
Yeah.
Don't you? That's my hashtag.
That's what I'm saying.
Hashtag team hashtag. Hashtag. Hashtag.
That's too many hashtags, bud. All right. Well,
Everyone
don't have
loves
anything
you,
else,
for sure. Yeah, let's close it up. Let's call it a day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. SEO Vault. No Vault this evening because I'm not at the office. I'm in space. Bucky's in hashtag Team Bucky. If you need to or want to carry us around, check out us on our podcast. Go Google SEO Vault Podcast. You can find us on all your favorite podcast channels. 4 o'clock every Thursday. Live SEO news, updates, all that fun stuff. Other than that, we will see you next week. Hashtag team hashtag.
Hashtag Team Bucky.
Weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.